Thanks for watching this video. My name's Dave and I am hiring for our team. And what I'm really looking for are people who are super savvy on the phone, right? Now, if you're entry level into this industry, into the real estate industry, but you're great on the phone, this is a good job for you. If you're super familiar with our business and you're great on the phone, this is a good job for you. So this is for entry level people and seasoned people combined. This is the first step to getting your foot in the door and starting off a really amazing career with us. So anyways, I digress. So this role is, we do pay you a base salary if you come into the office, right? For all of you guys out there that are looking for a salary to work from home, this is not the good job for you, mister. I've got 3 jobs already and I need a salaried position, right? Or the person who wants to watch Netflix and shake their mouse all day, not a good role, right? If you are working remote, this is going to be straight commission, but there's a lot of commission to be made. Brian, for instance, is one of our new hires. He's doing great. He's had a lot of experience in the past. He's over here on this side where he's been a realtor. He was a loan officer many years ago, and he knows the drill. He knows everything already. Customers love this guy, right? He works remote, even though he's local, because he likes the freedom, and he'll be making over 10 grand this month, right? So we're looking for that type of person, ideally, right? But maybe you want to get to Brian's level, right? And we're looking for you too, but he's brave. He's a hard worker. This isn't something that comes easy. Like literally, he calls all day long until he gets 2 to 3 applications, right? He's licensed, and but he's not the loan officer, right? He's still pushing it off to the loan officer. He prefers this role over being a loan officer that has to structure the program, deal with the realtors, deal with the title company, deal with all the stuff that the loan officers has to do, quoting rates, terms, costs. He doesn't have to deal with any of that. He can just put his head down, make phone calls, and fill out the questionnaire and send it through. And that's what we're looking for. It's not rocket science. It's pretty darn easy, to be honest with you. The hardest part, and I've been hiring for this position for many, many years, the hardest part is just finding people who are brave enough to pick up a telephone and start calling and answering questions and overcoming objections. And you gotta have some personality. I've got a lot of personality, you can tell. I'm kind of crazy, I'm swinging my arms all over the place, right? You don't need to have this much out there, right? But if you talk like this and you're really tired, people aren't going to want to do business with you, right? And I'm just telling you this up front so that there are no surprises, 3, 6, 8 months from now, when the people who are charismatic and can establish good rapport with customers and they're likable and they're friendly are doing way better than the people that are on the phones, right? And we all know those people. A few people probably already came to mind for you, right? So if you're energetic or you want to be energetic, you're coachable, you're likable, and you really want to grow your career, this is a good spot for you. Some of the nuts and bolts. If I have to hold your hand constantly and you don't know how to do it, and picking up telephone and making calls and reading a script is a lot, and I got to hand hold you through the entire process, I'm not going to pay you as much as the person that comes in and is seasoned and just can pick up and run. They don't need to be babysat. They don't need to be, micromanaged. I'm not a micromanager, so this is all on you. You make your own hours. It means you make your own paycheck. If you work 2 hours a day, you're going to get the results of somebody who works 2 hours a day. Let's be honest. If you're a hustler, you're working 8 to 10 hours a day, you will make 6 figures if you've got the talent. Literally, people can stay in this role for their entire career and do great, right? You don't really need to make more than 10, 20 grand a month to make a good living, no matter where you are in the U.S. If your expenses are higher than that, you must be in California, or you should move over here to Texas, right? So I would say this is a great spot to just sit down and focus and treat it like an actual job. Set your alarm, find your call times, follow the schedule, and you will get the good results. If you can't follow a schedule, you're making the schedule, but I'm giving you the guidelines, right? If you can't follow it, you're kind of out to lunch, you get distracted easily, not a good job. Like this isn't. This is for people who are uber focused. I know I'm kind of repeating that a little bit, but you'd be shocked at how many people, they see the paychecks that these guys are making, they want to do it, they sit down, they open up their computer, and they're like a deer in headlights, which is like, it's like the clouds have parted and the light shined down upon them, and they're just frozen, and they just don't do anything. And then those same people that don't do anything call me back, and they're like, oh, this wasn't what you promised. This is really hard. What was really hard? You didn't make any phone calls, right? So if you got to make calls. And let me give you an idea, right? You got to make 100 calls to have 10 conversations. You have 5 interested people to get 1 deal, and that's just a general number depending on who you're calling and what. So I'm using that example to say you're going to make hundreds of phone calls to get very few results. But those few results add up. So what matters most is consistency, right? If you are dialing like Brian constantly all day long and you're building a great pipeline, then that consistency pays off. So you have to be self-motivated and consistent, right? So you're going to be, so those of you who are working from the office, you're going to come over here to Prosper, Texas. We'll give you like a little base salary. You're going to be in there. You're going to work similar hours to what I work because we're paying a salary, right? And you're not going to get paid salary to like thumb around online and look at stuff and take up oxygen, right? You're going to be hammering the phones. It's going to be fun. I'm hammering the phones. I'm on videos, calls, Zooms all day long, right? You are going to work like I do if you work in the office. If you work remote, you're going to make your own hours. You're going to be a 1099 employee, right? You're going to be commission based like Brian is, and consult your CPA. Don't ask me tax questions about, hey, can I write everything off? That's a great question for your CPA. So if you're working remote, you're booking your own hours, but you still got to work, right? And so we've got a game plan I've been doing this for 2 decades in various different roles, right? And I'll show you what this role from 20 years of experience, right? What the top producers, what their days look like, right? And if you follow that plan, you'll have it. If you're in the office, it's easy because we make you follow it. If you're out on your own, it's up to you to follow it. You'll have the roadmap. You just have to drive from point A to point B, figuratively speaking, because you're not really driving because you're working from home. And so that's how it is. Now, if you're working in the office, we pay for your setup, your tech, your office chair, all this other good stuff, right? If you're working from home, you have to have your own office. Like I've got my own office here, right? You have to have your own chair. You have to have your own computer. I'm not buying you anything, right? You have to pay for your own tech stuff. People are like, I can't pay for that. You pay for your gas when you drive to work, right? You pay for your car insurance, the wear and tear on your vehicle. You don't call up your boss and be like, hey boss, hit me up $20 for gas, right? Like instead of paying for gas, you're gonna pay for your own tech stuff. I'm not gonna pay for it, right? So somebody's good, like just like your boss isn't gonna pay for your gas, right? To be able to log into the systems, to be able to dial on the leads, we have various tech packages depending on what role you choose. Some of the roles that we have are just appointment setters. Some of you guys are watching this video are like, hey, I just want to book an appointment and gone, right? Those aren't the people that make 10 grand a month, right? They make significantly less because that role we can easily hire for in Bangladesh or in the Philippines, and those are $3 to $5 an hour type jobs, right? This is a career job. This is a spot where we are grooming you to go up to that next level. If you want that next level. Some of you might want to be like Brian, make 6 figures working from home with your feet up on the desk and just making calls all day. Some of you want to further your career. You want to run teams of people like Brian that are hustlers, right? And so this isn't an end stop. This is the beginning of working with our group. So you're going to own it. And this is going to be you Inc. You work with us, but I'm not your boss. I'm not your employer. I've had hundreds, probably thousands of employees over the years, and I don't want to do that anymore. I want to find people I can partner up with, come alongside of you, and we both do really, really well together. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'll give you suggestions. You're not going to tell me what to do. You'll give me suggestions. Hey, Dave, I found that this list is better than this list. We've got a lot of results from this. Can we get more of these? Yes, we can. Thank you for your feedback. You and me are a team. We work together. You and I. That's the beauty of it, right? And so that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to join forces with other teammates who are like-minded individuals who want to grow, who are maybe happy with the things that they've got in life. I've got a very good life, but you want to grow and expand, because if you're not growing, you're shrinking and dying, right? And I've been blessed enough to be a part of this industry for 2 decades. I started off as mechanical engineering, switching to IT. I'm looking up at my little degrees or whatever up there that are meaningless, because I ended up getting into the mortgage business, right? Well, initially banking and then mortgage, right? But I love this because we have the freedom to do whatever we want with our lives as long as we work hard for it. So if you jump into this role, if you're a newbie, it's probably going to take you 2 to 3 years to really like explode, right? But if you're a seasoned person, right, you can, I don't know, some people it takes a few months, some people it still takes a few years, right? Depending on how good you are at following the plan, right? But if you're really good at following that plan, then you can have the lifestyle of working from anywhere. We've traveled to several states this summer. It was great. Everything's got Wi-Fi, which means I can work from anywhere. You'll be able to work from anywhere. It's the beauty of it. If you got kids, you can literally watch them playing out the window. You're hammering at your calls. You get to the level that you want to get to. Hey, you know, I made X amount today. I'm done. I'm going to go play with my kids. You have the freedom to do that. You want to take a vacation? Take it. I'm not your boss. So that's the beauty of being in this role. Of course, I'm talking about the remote people. If you want a vacation and you're an in-office employee, you gotta be like the in-office employees, right? But if you're a remote person, you have that freedom to work from anywhere, right? So I know a lot of that was for our remote friends, and a lot of people that were in the office want to go and they want to expand remote because they don't need that office environment anymore, right? The office environment is best, I would say, for a lot of like the newbie people. They just kind of, they're not entirely sure what to do yet. So they're just coming in and they're learning the ropes, and they can listen to some of the more seasoned people like the Brians of the world, right? And it's also good, and I just keep picking on Brian because I brought him up earlier, right? And some of them are better for the Brians of the world to kind of train up the new people, because now he gets like a little bit of an override on the new people, and their success becomes his success, and vice versa. And that way nobody over here has got like these secrets that they're holding close to the chest that they won't tell anybody, right? These people on this side are coaching up the people over here. Once again, no employees, you know, we don't want an employee mindset. We want an entrepreneur mindset. We want you to really feel like this is you, like this is your lifestyle, this is your life. You don't get more of it back, right? So anyways, I digress. We're not going to go down the philosophical route. So anyhow, I hope this video helps out tremendously. What I want to end on is when you take this role, anticipate that starting pretty much day one, you're going to log into, you're going to set up all of your accounts and such. They'll be on your computer. You'll be using your cell phone. You can use soft phone numbers like Google Voice if you want to, right? And you're just going to start dialing. And if you're super seasoned, you're going to get results right away. If you're not super seasoned, you are going to probably need to fail forward. But you have to keep pushing forward, right? You can't hit failure and stop and freeze or be the deer in the headlights, right? You have to keep dialing. It's just like Dory said, if you've ever seen Finding Nemo, just keep swimming. Like, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to keep dialing, right? Because the luckiest people are the people who work the hardest. You ever see that in life, right? Luck comes when you work the hardest. The guy that's doing, 100 free throws a day, luckily makes more free throws. The person that makes 100 phone calls a day, luckily has more results, right? It is what it is. So that's what we're really looking for. We're looking for you to be brave and courageous and want to grow into something bigger. And if you want to do this for 20 years, great. But if you're great at this, when you've had success at this and you want to get to the next level, maybe you want to be like one of these gals or guys over here that want to grow out your own team, great. We got plenty of business to go around. Everybody's buying or selling homes somewhere, right? Everybody needs something. We all need a place to live, right? So we do education classes, we do commercial loans, we do new construction loans, we do we help realtors, we build realtors, we hire realtors. There's so many different avenues of the business that, like, wherever you start isn't where you finish. If you're dedicated, we want to make you part of the family, if that makes sense. So anyhow, hope you enjoyed the video today. If you have any other questions, let me know, right? Pay ranges was one of the questions that came up. If you're on this side and you're a newbie, right, you're probably going to make, the out of office, the remote people are going to make probably around 5 to 10 basis points, right? If you're savvy, like super savvy, and you can go through the pre-app, similar like what Brian can do, on this side, you're going to make as much as 50 basis points, right? That's huge. That's really, really huge. That's why I like Brian, and I'm going to pick on him a little bit more because I think he's awesome, right? He not only dials all day long, but he just called me. He was driving to, I don't know, maybe he's going to a doctor's appointment or something. And his phone rings, he pulls over into a parking lot, takes that call, and he's literally flips open his laptop and he's working right there. That's a great lifestyle. He's like, I don't want to give this up. This is $1,000 I make, right? I love his mindset because he's making $1,000. He's helping somebody. He's answering questions. He's creating a raving fan client, right? Because our clients don't expect us to pull over into a parking lot and answer all their questions and do their application, right? They're pretty reasonable people like the rest of us. But that just brings it to the next level of service. No. Don't call me back. Hold on just a second. Let me pull over. I'm going to take this because you are important to me. And see how he communicates that he's important, his client's important to him, right? If you can produce at that same level of service, then income, lifestyle are literally within your grasp. Anyhow, I'll end this video now. I'm excited, so hopefully you're excited. Anybody who is just kind of a lazy person that just wants to watch Netflix all day and shake a mouse, hopefully those people clicked off long ago, right? And hopefully those of you who've stayed in 17 minutes into this video are kind of crazy people like me that want to have an amazing lifestyle, and this is the first step to doing that. See you soon.